Okay, so we keep this whole series as anatomy of questions, and here we want to discuss about the detailed structure of a question, because if you understand the structure of a question very clearly, you can answer them fast. Okay, and sometimes understanding the structure is more important, even important than knowledge of the subject itself. So today we will talk about unit 1 and unit 2 questions. Okay, so 6 questions from each unit. Approximate number of questions you can expect from these units in part C in CSIR NET exam. So this okay, so we are back with another anatomy of a question session, and this is about unit 9, that is classification biology. So unit 9 questions are mostly direct questions. So the part C questions from unit 9 are quite easy to answer if you remember few of the information. So you need to remember information regarding the plant classification, properties of different classification, as well as the animal classification for invertebrate till phylum, for vertebrate till class level. Sometimes they also ask questions from scientific names which are beyond our comprehension. I don't encourage you to remember those names of scientific names and all, but as an overview, if you prepare this topic, and sometimes they also ask question from this, the cladogram and cladogram analysis, which you have already done earlier. So let's talk about the non-cladogram questions from unit 9 and how to answer them. Okay, so this is the first question. The diagram below depicts a simplified tree of life with 3 domains, and one of the domains including Whittaker's 3 major kingdoms. Okay, so which of the following is the correct naming of the numbered boxes? Okay, so Whittaker 5, that's not 3 actually. The 3 domain we know now is the archaea, eukarya and bacteria. These are the 3 domain concept, and the Whittaker provides the kingdom concept that contains animalia, plantae, fungi and all this. So fungi is an interesting part of the Whittaker system which is not present in the domain system. So obviously fungi must be included. So in the option you can also see fungi is included some places. So obviously we are going to take fungi, the option with fungi in this case. Okay, so how exactly we are going to put it? Remember all the others, like plants is not a part of either a domain system or the Whittaker, because Whittaker said plantae, so not plants like that. So we should not take anyone without with this term plants. So option 2 is not correct, and option 3 is also not correct. So obviously our answer is between option 1 and 4 among any of that. So as we know, our answer is present in option 1 or 4, 50% chance. Now we need to understand how they are evolved from the beginning. So this is a question from the basics of classification. You don't need to know even the details of the classification, but still you can answer it. So this is the ancestor, and 1 is the first one that is derived. And among this bacteria, archaea, eukarya, fungi, obviously bacteria evolved fast. So 1 will be bacteria. So if 1 is bacteria, then we know the answer is option 1. You don't need to read anything else, and this question can be answered within few seconds. Okay, so you know the option 1 is correct. So 1 is the bacteria, then afterwards there will be archaea. This is archaea, and this is eukarya, obviously. So these are the 3 different domains of life, because we know fungi is a part of the eukarya. So eukarya further divided, and this will be fungi, and animalia at the end. Okay, so this is the common process of this solving this kind of problem. They don't need any specific region, they only need your overall idea of the classification biology to answer this question. Let's look at this one. Most of the questions you will see in this unit 9 are column matching questions. Sometimes they can be like combination question, but most of the time it's column matching questions. And column matching questions needed your knowledge, not only knowledge, but the memory skills to answer them most of the time. Like this one, animal is listed in the left hand side, attributes listed in the right hand side. A, rotifer; B, sea anemone; C, Bamacle; and D, sea urchin. For example, I am not from zoology, I don't have any idea about this Bamacle, but if you know few of them, you can still answer and try to answer a question. From this 4 statement, I know one thing for sure, is that the sea anemone contains a radial symmetry. So B is with 2, that is correct. B must be with 2. So if I know that sea anemone has a radial symmetry, let's say we don't know any other fact, so B with 2. So let's look at the option with B with 2. There is only one option with B with 2, that makes our job much easy. So we know the rest of the options are wrong. Option 1 is the correct one, because I know that sea anemone contains a radial symmetry. This is how you can answer the question without even knowing the rest of the details. That's why I told you to check these questions at the end of the CSIR NET question paper, and right now it will be online mode, so you can just search it and find it. So you answer these questions, they're a lot easy. Sometimes you can get this answer without even preparing it in details. So apart from that, you can see A, rotifer will go like pseudo coelomate as a body cavity, and C, Bamacle contains Nauplius larva stage, and that is true. I found out an image in internet where the barnacle Nauplius larva, so it is actually written here M, so it's not that barnacle will be the structure, I don't know the name is there. So they have this pseudo they have this kind of Nauplius larva structure. This is how it looks like. Okay, specific, you don't know that, fine, but you can still answer it. Sea urchin with 4, that is water vascular system. This is another thing that I knew, that sea anemone with radial symmetry and sea urchin with water vascular system. If you know that D is with 4, you can still eliminate 3 and 4, you will be in tie with 1 and 2. But knowing sea anemone with radial symmetry give me very close to answering the question. Now this one, which of the following statement is not correct? That means which of the following statement is false? Stomata are present in mosses and hornworts but absent in liverworts. Now one big question is that you will see very less this kind of question in part C, where there are 4 statements and the details are given in the options. Generally the options are small combination, the details are given in the statements. So those questions are easy to answer, but these questions are difficult to answer. You need to know the correct and the wrong ones. Stomata are present in mosses and hornworts but absent in liverworts. True or false? You need to know this, whether it's true or false. The thing is, yes, it's true. Presence in mosses and hornworts, absent in liverworts. Only the lycophytes have microphylls, and almost all the vascular plants have megaphylls. This is also correct. Monocot pollen grains have 3 openings, whereas the eudicot pollen grains have 1 opening. This is false. Monocot have fibrous root system, whereas the eudicot have taproot. This is also true. So these 3 statements are true. The false one is the 3 one. The question is, you need to find out the non-correct. So the beauty of this question is that even if you know that this third one is wrong, the third statement is wrong, if you don't know about any other options, you can still answer the question. You say the option 3. It's because we know this for sure, that the pollen grain, if you look at the pollen grain of monocot, they contain only 1 opening. The pollen grain of dicot have 3 openings. Okay, so if I show you this, these are, the question is actually asked from the difference of monocots and dicot plant. So if I tell you, read the difference between monocot and dicot plant, you may read, you may prepare, you may know, but if you see this question, it becomes difficult for you to answer. This is the type of question you can expect when you read a difference between monocot and dicot plant. It's not class 11, 12 that they will ask you write 4 differences between monocot and dicot. No, they are going to ask you a question like this. We know that the monocots have 1 cotyledon, dicot 2 cotyledon, floral parts in 3s and 3 multiples, while the dicots floral parts in 4s or 5s. In monocots, the leaf veins are parallel. In dicots, it's net-like. In monocots, pollen grain have 1 pore. Dicots, pollen grain has 3 pores or furrows. In monocots, vascular bundle throughout the stems, ground tissue. Dicots, the stems vascular bundles arranged in a ring. Okay. And another thing, the monocots have fibrous root, the dicots have taproot. So these are all the differences between monocot and dicot. They can ask you question from any of this part like this in part C, and still can make you really troublesome to answer that. Okay. Now this one, following is a table showing selected characteristics of different fungal groups. So again, like chytridiomycetes, ascomycetes. That means this question is from the classification of fungi. So if you know the classification of fungi, you can answer it, otherwise leave it. So it says that fungal group is provided A, B, C, D. These are fungal groups and the characteristics are listed. Again, you need to know 2 out of 4 at least to answer that. Okay. So I'll show you this whole differences. If I told you that true fungi goes like Basidiomycota, Ascomycota, Zygomycota, Chytridiomycota, and the others, Umycota, slime molds are also present in other cases. So think about all these four: Chytridiomycota, Zygomycota, Ascomycota, and Basidiomycota. These are the four true fungi. So we're talking about them as most of the time. So it says that no regularly occurring septa in the thallus. Normally the septa is perforated, or there is no perforation. The perforation of the septa is this one. If you look at this Ascomycota, the septa is highly perforated. So B is Ascomycota. So B is Ascomycota. So second one should be Ascomycota, and the option 1 and 2 contains second one with Ascomycota. That means option 3 and 4 are wrong. Now between option 1 and 2, now let's read the other one. No regularly occurring septa in thallus. That is in case of Zygomycota. There is no septa, no perforation is found there. So A will be the Zygomycota. So Zygomycota will be the first one. So option 2 carries Zygomycota in the first one. Ascomycota is second one. That means option 2 is the correct one. Let's read the rest of them. Glomeromycetes or Glomeromycota. If you look at the Glomeromycetes, that is the C, forms arbuscular mycorrhiza on the plant root. Okay, mycorrhizal structures. And the D1 have zoospores with flagella. If you look at, this is the structure of Chytridiomycota. The typical structure of the fungi contains the flagella and form the zoospores. So we know that option 2 is the correct one. Even we know that even before reading C and D, we just simply can tell that by looking at A and B only. So 2 out of 4 statement, if you know, you can still answer this kind of combination questions or match the following questions. Now this question. Following table shows selected characters used in analyzing phylogenetic relationship of 4 plant taxa. 4 of them taxa. Taxon is listed T1, T2, T3 and T4. In the characteristics shown, xylem plus phloem, or simply we can call it there. Okay. Wood, seed, flower. Presence of wood, presence of seed and flower. Okay, and the list is provided. Okay, so what we find here is that in T1 only xylem and phloem, xylem or phloem is there, no wood is there. In T4 none of them are provided, right? So none of them are provided. Nor xylem, phloem, nor wood, nor seed, nor flower, any of that. Okay. In T1, either xylem or phloem is present. And the most complex of these 4 type of plants is T2. Contains everything. Means most complex plant. So in these options, we have fern, oak, pine, hornwort, all this, right? So among this fern, oak, pine, hornwort, we know oak is the most advanced tree. So T2 should be oak. So oak should be present in the second position because we are arranging T1, T2, T3, T4. So we know that oak is placed in the T2. So if second one should be oak, and there is only one option with oak present in the second, that is option number 1. We don't need to read anything else. We don't need to go through anything else. So this is the concept that I want to provide you with all this anatomy of question class. You don't need to read everything. You don't need to go through every single details. You can still answer a question by following the options very closely. This is the art of answering an MCQ question. If you master it, you will always gain in the exam. But let's read the other thing as well. Xylem or phloem present in fern, obviously. So one will be fern. The first one is fern. And the hornworts are the old type. The one without anything, without any of the xylem, phloem, wood, seed, flower, anything. So hornworts in the T4. And then comes the pines, where we have xylem, phloem, wood and seed, but we don't have flowers. So we are very close to answer the question. We know exactly to answer the question. And another important thing about it, if you use this approach to answer a question, option driven approach to answer a question, you can tell that you answered the question in 100% confidence. There is no way this answer can be wrong. If it's wrong, then there is a problem in the question and they should give you full marks for attending the question. Let's move to this one. Match the 5 A to E group of organism with their correct taxonomic rank, that is also provided from Roman 1 to Roman 5 given below. So group and the taxonomic rank. So among them, it may be possible that you don't know all of them, but you need to know at least 2 out of 5. Okay, Let's assume you know crustacea, you know hominid, you know this too. You also need we already know archaea because these are easy to know. So if you know this three, because in our classes we have talked about hominid, we have talked about crustacea, we have talked about these terms, we have talked about archaea. So you know this. Archaea is nothing but a domain. So archaea is domain, E is 2. So let's find out options where E is 2. So E is 2, E is 2. So option 2 and 4, option 2 and 3 are wrong. So either option 1 or 4 is correct. So we are very close now, 50-50 chance. Now let's go through another one. Hominid. What is a hominid? Hominid is a family. If you remember, if you recall the hierarchy that we explained for humans, we belong to hominid family. Homo sapiens belong to hominid family. If you know that, or if you know the crustacea is a class of insect. Insect is a phylum, insecta, and crustacea is a class of insect. Then you know A is 3 and B with 5. So B with 5, hominid is a family, and crustacea A with 3. A with 3. So option 4 contains all. So option 4 should be the correct one. Okay. So you need to know at least 2 to 3 to answer this question. In this case, 2 to 3 helped us to answer it. Even not knowing Dermatoptera as well as the Ctenophora. Ctenophora we also know. Ctenophora is a phylum. We know that D is 4. You all know that Ctenophora is phylum. So it's also easy. So this is how you answer the questions. Okay. Now this one. The phylogenetic tree of amniote vertebrates is given in the diagram. And this is all the this is very interesting, you know, because I also forget to include that in the classes during when we discuss. But you need to know this evolutionary history of how the different vertebrates originate. It's very interesting and important to know. Now this is a direct question from this part. They may also give you indirect question, but in any way this is really important. Now you cannot answer that if you don't know the series. You can think of, but you know this is not that of a linear understanding. So crocodiles is given in some place of reptiles. So you know ancestral amniote, from there it became reptile divides, there became crocodiles, and rest of them can be mammals, birds, snakes, turtles. So turtle is another reptile, birds, aves, mammals are totally different. Snakes and turtles are reptiles, and we know crocodile is another reptile. So this is our clue. Crocodile is a reptile, and we have snakes and turtles which are also reptiles. So whether crocodile came earlier, or you know between crocodile and A, there should be either any of the reptile should be present in the A. So there shouldn't be any mammals or any bird should be present. No way, because this is a division before reptile. So a reptile should be present here, either turtle or snake. We need to know what came earlier than crocodile. Think about it. Turtles are present in the earth for more generations and more time compared to the snakes. If you know that, then obviously A must be turtles. So A should be turtle. We know A turtle there. And then we know this B is also linked with crocodile. So obviously there is a chance that the B is somewhere linked with snakes. But we found out no, because B is either snake or bird. So now we have the B, either snake or bird. We know A is turtle, fine. But still the question, because you know the snake is a reptile, crocodile is a reptile, and they are all having a common ancestor. Now this is where students will make a mistake. Many people will believe that this B should be a snake, but actually B must be bird, because the birds are the ancestor. I mean the reptile is the ancestor for the bird, and the bird are the next generation structures from reptiles, and the snake will be this third. The C will be snakes, totally different, and the D will be mammals. So this should be the outcome. So this is how you can write it. A should be turtle, then this birds, snakes, and mammals. This is how you should remember: turtle, crocodile, bird, snake, mammal. TCBSM. This is how you can remember that. You can print it in your mind, because I have seen this question 2 times earlier in the exam. They asked that. Okay, so they can ask this question directly like this one, or they can ask it in a different manner with further complexity they can arise with this kind of questions. But still, if you know that, you can answer it. But this is very interesting clue that the birds are much closely related to crocodiles than the snakes are related to crocodiles. Remember that, okay? So that's how you answer this kind of questions in unit 9 as well. Although they are memory based, but still many questions require your analysis of the question and the option driven approach to solve them, okay? Yes, the answer is yes. If you ask yourself this question, that can you qualify CSIR NET Life Science exam within 6-month preparation? Yes. And if you don't need to believe me, just see the results that our students are getting who joined Shomus Biology coaching for 6-month period of time.
So I am really thankful for Shomus Biology, and I would suggest everyone to go for it.
A lot of help and support by Suman sir, always remembered in my mind.
The study materials I got helped me to understanding the topic very well, and the test series helped me to covering up the syllabus in a perfect time.
This is all because of the online test series.
And depth knowledge what Shomus Biology gave me. I want to thank Shomu Biology. I want to thank each and every member of Shomus Biology for their effort, whatever they are putting on us.
And I am very much happy to choose Shomu sir for my CSIR NET GRF journey.
It really leveled up my preparation. I was confident on the day of exam.
The classes helped me a lot to understand my subject from very basics to advanced level.
So I really thanks Shomu sir and also ma'am for always guiding me.
With proper guidance, roadmap and the help and training with perfect amount of study material and how to utilize them, the resources, everything together can help you qualify that. I am the person who will help you reach to the pinnacle of your success and your journey for the CSIR NET Life Science examination. If you trust me, if you trust my lectures, then join Shomus Biology online coaching. Registration is going on. The details are there in the description. Fill the form to reach out to us or simply contact the number given in this video.